Kevin, I was going to invite you to go with me, but as it turns out, the other manager that we work with, she just up and left. She quit. So me being the nice guy that I am, I volunteered to work today. My plan was I was going to go open today. I specifically requested to open today, which is everybody that asked me today, they're like, oh my God, you're opening? Because I am a severe night owl, and I'm used to staying up to the wee hours of the night. And so when they saw me there during the day, they just couldn't believe, they couldn't get past the part where I actually got up and I went to work. But I did this specifically so that I could work during the day and still have my evening off, because today was technically my day off. And I'd already planned on seeing the Shazam movie. So when it turned out that I had to work, again, I purposely went in and opened the store so that I had the evening off. My plan was to go home and take a nap, and so I was nice and fresh and ready for this movie. And as all good plans go, mine failed miserably. I ran out of time. I didn't have time to go home and take a nap. So I'm slightly cranky and slightly tired. So let's see if I can make it through this movie. But I really did want to see this movie. And so instead of giving up on it, I don't have any other time. I don't have any other time to go see this movie. So I'm going to go see it tonight. So, by the power of movie editing, I'm going to be back in just a few seconds to let you know what I think about this. It's getting great reviews, so I'm very excited about it. The Shazam movie is out right now. In just a few seconds, I'll let you know what I think. All right, I'll talk to you later. See you, bye. Well, guys, I just got done watching the film, and I'll be honest with you, I fell asleep. I did. Oh, man, it was such a drag, because, honestly, it's a great movie. It is basically, here's the deal. In the back, when the New 52 came out, in the back pages of the Justice League, you got to see Shazam. We were reintroduced to it. We've seen DC introduced us to this character over and over again. It's like they didn't know what they wanted to do with it. And finally, when the New 52 came out, we got this version of Shazam where Billy Batson is moved into a foster home, and he meets his foster brothers and sisters and his parents. And these characters that we got to meet in the back pages in these 5-page stories were very fully actualized and very, very, very real. And I really dug that version of Shazam. We've seen other versions of it. I think one comes to mind is the Jeff Smith version, which was very cartoony. This was on the more real side. And that's basically the version we're getting in this movie right here. Basically, this movie is just simply, it's another origin story, but that's okay, because we haven't had a really good origin story from any of these DC cinematic universe movies that have come out, and because they've been all crap. I'm going to be really unpopular here. This is the first movie that I've seen that I can walk away from and say, man, this is a real movie. This is the same quality from the beginning of the movie to all the way to the end. A lot of people like to tout Wonder Woman as the turning point in the DC cinematic universe. And for me, it simply wasn't true. We had a really good movie 2/3 of the way through that movie, and then the end of it just fucking fell flat. And I think that's because of the two things that worked in this movie, which I will get to in a minute. But First off, I have to say that the characters in this movie were really likable, and I really enjoyed it. I think, what's his name, Zachary Levi, is going to get a lot of credit for this movie, but honestly, the children actors, his child counterpart, the guy that played Billy Batson, I'm sorry, I haven't remembered his name, but he was as good as Zachary Levi was in this movie. And even the bad guy was really cool. I really dig him. I think his name was, I think I remember it as Mark Strong. He looked really good in that role, and he looked pretty identical to the version of the comic book version that we got in the New 52. And I really dug that. I thought this was a very solid movie. It started off strong and it ended really strong. There's only one complaint I have about this movie, and it really kind of lacked some cohesive action sequences. When I go to see these movies, especially superhero movies, I'm not there to feel a lot of feels. I want to feel, I want to be affected in some way. But I also want to be entertained with some action, and this movie kind of lacked that. But it did make up in the emotional factor of this movie, and it really had a really big pull in that direction, and I really dug that about this movie. Well acted, well written. I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end, and now, let's get to the two things that I think really worked for this film. Was it was genuinely funny. It was hilarious in parts. And even, guys, no spoilers, but what you want to do is wait until the very end of this movie, because it has a really cool post-credit scene. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spoil anything. It does have like a midway credit scene that is worth watching as well, because, it's definitely setting itself up a sequel, and I will totally watch it, because this movie was of that caliber. It was definitely worth watching, and it was definitely worth watching in the theater. The second thing that really worked for this film is it's a complete departure from the Zack Snyderverse. Whoever gave him the keys to that universe was just an idiot. They didn't know what they were doing. Zack Snyder, he's come out and said some pretty bad things to his fans, to the people that may have been criticizing just a tad. And he's not a nice guy. He hasn't been very nice to these people. He said some pretty dark things on Twitter and stuff like that. Zack Snyder, maybe you just haven't found a niche that you're really good at. I think 300 was promising. I don't think it was a great movie, but I think it was promising. What I really liked from you was the Dawn of the Dead movie. Man, that was a really solid movie. I think your strength is directing. I think you should direct. I don't think you should write your stuff. I think when you start writing stuff, it starts breaking down and not working. So that would be my advice to you. Take it for what it's worth. But those are the two things that really worked. It had some really good laughs throughout the whole movie, and that way it brightened the whole mood of the movie, and it made that movie worth watching. You kept on, seeing the lighter side of this, and you didn't have the dark and gritty side that most of these DC Universe movies had. It really worked. So there you go. Let's go ahead and just give it a number score, and let's move on with my life. I'm going to give it a really solid 95. I'm going to give it a 90. Like I said, it just lacked some of the action sequences I really kind of expect in these kind of movies. It was kind of lacking in that way, but at the same time, it did excel in other areas, and it definitely is worth your patronage, a watch in the movie theater. So please go support this movie so we get more of these from Warner Brothers. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. the next time you see me. But Avengers Endgames is probably going to be the next movie I see. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Once again, I want to wish you guys peace on tonight. I'll see you guys later, and goodbye. All right, and if you're still watching, I wanted to give a secret message out to somebody that's very near and dear to my heart. Madison, I know you had a bad day, and I just wanted to tell you that I'm really, truly sorry. And I wish that I can tell that you're very disappointed, and I wish I could take all that disappointment away from you and make it even better for you and make everything work out. And I can't. I simply can't. But I did want to tell you this, and hopefully it'll brighten your day. But you have truly become one of the best friends that I was never looking for, but lucky enough to find. So, I told you I was emotional. I love you, honey. And I hope your day gets better. All right, that's all I want to say. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.